beauty from the inside out. I don't care how you look on the outside.
Yeah, but you know what, for real, that's church at Ubiquitous on Sunday
it is.
mornings.
Beauty in church.
Yes,
isn't
it's
it?
church.
It's
church. Because I walked out of there, I felt like, okay,
Yeah.
so I felt like somebody just dunked me
I
in
know.
the water. I was singing.
I know.
Oh,
That's
really?
Yes. So we're going to teach me how to pray. We have in Marcus Wiley. We have Mia Wright, Pastor Mia Wright, huge congregation. She loves you.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
she's out of Houston, Texas. We have
And she's fabulous.
Tadra Marshall. She is an intercessor, prayer warrior. She's going to be facilitating that piece. My pastor, Dr. Haywood Robinson III. Hey, Pastor Robinson.
Yes.
He's such a big supporter of Ubiquitous. And Marette Brown Clark. And so they're going to tell us how to, and Shauna Jackson out of Florida, how do you pray? You know, is there a magic way of doing it? You know, are there certain words that I have to say for God to hear me? But after that panel discussion, we got the war room going on because we need prayer.
Yes, we do.
And sometimes we feel alone, and we don't understand that there are other people that are feeling the same way that we do. So we're not ashamed to say we love the Lord. We want to be beautiful from the inside out, and it's okay to look fabulous, but your inside has to be fabulous as well. It has to match up.
One can negate the other.
Sure can.
Seriously.
We know a few people like that.
Oh.
But we're not going to mention their names on this radio station. I'm just kidding.
But
just kidding.
You know, see, one thing I love about this woman is that she has these little dings, little takeaways.
That's why we want them to come to Ubiquitous.
Little takeaways. Because they don't tell you what you're going to get when you roll out of there. But it's gonna feed your spirit.
That's absolutely
enough where you're buoyed at least till next year.
Oh my God.
You have made a lot of relationships. Now, this exhibit hall looks like it grew.
It did. We doubled the size.
This looks like it grew. Now, we're at the Washington Convention Center. We started I'm saying we because I'm just...
Yeah, you're part of it.
I'm
Absolutely.
family. I'm
That's
family.
right.
Y'all
We can't
get
have
rid of
Ubiquitous
me.
without you.
No.
You know.
But this started at the Omni.
At the Omni, and we grew out of that space
Threefold.
the first year.
Right.
Yeah.
Threefold. This, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a picture of it and I'm going to upload it. You can go to my Facebook page to see all of these exhibits. And I think what's really beautiful is that everybody that has been at one of those exhibitors, they all are in this thing.
Yes, they are.
They're committed, and the love and the kindness and the generosity of the people that are manning the booth is phenomenal.
It shows how we should treat each other. I mean, it really is an example of entrepreneurship at its best, how we learn how to collaborate with each other, how we learn how to encourage one another, inspire one another. And when we learn how to do that, we are going to be amazed at what we can do. And what I love about my young clients, they do not mind signing my check.
Can I be an old client?
They don't mind sending me checks.
But can I be an old client?
Yeah, you sure can.
Can I be an old client?
Yeah, anyone can be a client. Anyone can be a client. I'm telling you.
Well, so now let's talk about. She's got something.
Nicole Irie Parker. I forgot. She's an entrepreneur, caregiver,
and her
an
mother's
actress.
here.
Her mom, and she has a product called
Baltimore?
Gym Wrap. Yeah, but she was originally born in the same town that I was born in, Morganton, North Carolina. That's where her mother's from.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, but she was raised in Baltimore.
Okay.
And she has a product called Gym Wrap. They think that we don't exercise because we don't want to mess up our hair, but that's the beauty of natural hair too. You don't have to worry about that. So she has a product called Gym Wrap. But even when your hair is natural, you want to wrap it up and make sure, because natural hair is high maintenance too.
Yes, it is.
Right, Jamila?
That's why my workshop is about streamlining.
Oh yeah, that's
your natural hair routine.
Yeah, so she's talking about that.
So the Gym Wrap wraps your hair. It's a hair
so
wrap.
that when you work out, it doesn't. It basically holds your edges down while you work out.
Yes.
I like that.
And she'll be selling
it's
them
genius.
there. She has a booth there, and I hear that she's going to be bringing a special guest with her.
Ooh. I know that's fine husband of hers.
Oh, yeah.
Lord have mercy.
You know what? The word on the street.
The word on the street.
Yeah.
Sir Boris is going to be in the house? Maybe.
Boris, No, it's not. I don't think it's a maybe.
Okay. Well,
the producer, she's keeping a lot of stuff under wraps because she knows we all are talkers. So she's not telling us a lot. We have comedian Marcus Wiley, and I think he's so funny. I don't get most jokes, but I've heard him, and I laughed.
I'm so glad it's not just me.
No, I do. They go over my head.
Uh-huh.
They really do, but I get his jokes. He's clean. And I'll tell you, Yolanda, she has a body line called Simply Yolanda.
Yolanda Adams?
Yolanda Bath and Body line.
Well, I love it.
Yes, Simply Yolanda. She'll be selling that.
Tony
there.
Robinson, the producer of this segment.
Yay, Tony.
And the producer of everything.
Yes,
everything
she is.
Wonderful.
Extraordinaire.
Yes.
She's ubiquitous.
Yes, she is. And funny.
She keeps me straight, I tell you.
So let me just introduce Jamila because she's here.
Please.
And Benyu, she's an artist as well, wife, mother, advocate, entrepreneur, and the creator of Grand Mixtress of Oyen Handmade. A yummy, see, only she could come up with this,
Yes.
a yummy and delicious all-natural hair, skin, and body care line named after the Yoruba word for honey. It is handmade with love using only the best and most nourishing, good-for-you ingredients. A real innovator and self-proclaimed black nerd with an unrivaled curiosity, serious sweet tooth for beauty, and zest for technology. She has turned her creativity and passion into a socially responsible, positively alternative beauty bar care brand. And she formed the company in 2001 with her husband, Pierre, an award-winning I didn't know he was a filmmaker, writer, artist, and performer after discovering that many of the products she was using were made with harmful preservatives and non-nourishing fillers. And she was determined to find a better way to care for her hair and skin, and she began experimenting with new formulations and testing them out amongst her small group of friends and family, and then the word spread, and then now she's off the hook. So she's the proud parent of two crazy cute little honey babies, Osea and Sadat. And it's no wonder that Ebony Magazine called the Benus the coolest black family in America. And she's surrounded by tons of honeybees, her families and friends. So you're right here in Baltimore, and you have a location on Charles Street. And so why don't you talk to us about being in business? And I keep going back to this whole business of business because this is a multi-billion dollar business.
Absolutely.
And so what made you decide to do all of this?
At the time that we created the products, it was literally just for my own personal use and my own experimentation and kind of almost a hobby. And so it was a long organic growth between 2001 when we first started making the products, and then 2003 when we first built our website, and 2014 when we first hit the shelves in mass distribution.
And you're now in Target and Whole Foods.
Yes, as well as Sally Beauty.
Oh, I love
We just got an expansion at new Sally stores and Rite Aid and some grocery channel. When I tell you we partner with GBO Sales, and it is not a joke, when she says we don't mind writing checks, it's because
we don't
she
mind
knows
writing
how
checks.
to sell some products.
I love it.
It's true.
I love it.
Yeah, so we're really, really thankful to be as widespread as we are now, because it means more and more people get to discover our products on the shelf, and we are able to give that yummy goodness to more and more people.
So I think it's really interesting. So how do you make your product? Where do you have a plant, or you've created this environment?
We do. We make it. We call it the Honey Lab.
Okay.
And it's right here in Baltimore City. And we make our products still there are still humans involved. We're still there melting things and pouring things. It's just much, much bigger batches than it was when it was just me in my kitchen.
Growth is a beast, isn't it?
It sure is.
And so talk about that ramp up, because I think that's really interesting. Sometimes we look at things on the shelves, and we've got two other ladies on the line, Monique and Eva, who have products. You're thinking about it, and you're kind of stirring that pot at home in the kitchen, or you're making the thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, now I got to get it deployed, and I've got to do it in volume. How do you do that? What were the steps that you made to make that leap?
The very first step that we took was to get help.
Okay.
I had a girlfriend who had been a commercial chef, and she was the very first person who helped me learn to scale my recipes up and to, understand where to source like kind of larger equipment and things, and that was really, really wonderful. And then we kind of began to outpace that equipment, and there's been a lot of trial and error. Like it didn't take us 10 years because we knew in 2003 exactly how to make 85 gallons of whipped pudding at a time. We didn't know how to do that. We had to figure it out.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. 85 gallons.
Yeah.
And growing.
Right. I mean, you don't even see 85 gallons on a shelf in the grocery store.
You don't. It's
And a gallon of milk. I mean, like seriously. I'm trying to see it. I can't see it. I don't see it.
Well, do you know? Okay, let's picture it. A drum. You've seen those drums that they hollow out a steel drum and they'll turn it into an instrument, or they'll turn it into a smoker, right? So those steel drums are 55-gallon drums.
Wow.
So that will give you an idea of the scale. And those were actually one of the first things we did was we went from bowls to buckets, and then from buckets into small, like 20-gallon drums, and then into 50-gallon drums. And then we had to learn about how to get more powerful mixers that would handle the larger batches, and then how to bottle all of this stuff. And it's interesting because you talk about the hair industry being a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it completely is. But one of the things that the natural hair movement in particular has enabled was the entry of people who come from outside of that industry to enter that industry. And it's because of speaking directly to the consumers, and someone like me who doesn't come, like I'm not a person who is a big company,
right?
And so the fact that
sound like a whole bunch of 85 gallons to me. Sound like a big company to me.
Well, I surely was not.
Okay, but you are now, girl. Keep on, because you're now model, whatever you call a mega company.
I'm not a mega company. Yeah. So exactly, and it's been amazing to be able to, through the voices of our consumers and through the power of women, of brown women who had a need and were able to fill that need for each other and speak directly to each other. We have turned the tide of an entire billion-dollar industry, and it's amazing.